Yo guys, what is up, and welcome back to a brand new video here today on the channel. Today, I am super excited to be back at my favorite all-time juicy little pond here. So hopefully we can't get on some absolutely massive summer bass. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, if you've been sticking around the channel for a while, you know exactly which pond I'm at right now. This is a pond that I've caught multiple PBs at, and I've just gotten on some absolutely insane days fishing at this here juicy little pond. Got 3 rods rigged up. Gonna start out with just a little weightless Texas rig right here, Googan Baits Lunker Log, cinnamon color, a bait I caught on my biggest fish of last year at. Got some clear water, got some decently warm conditions today, and we're gonna be hopefully cranking on some absolutely massive bass here. I'm excited to get some casts in the water and hopefully get on some fish. Let's get into it. I'm so excited. That's a good bite. He's taking it. He's got it. Got it. Oh my God, big fish. I'm not sure how big it is, but he is running. It's a good fish. That's a good fish. That is a really good fish. That was like really quick. That's such a good fish. That is such a good fish. Stay down, stay down, stay down, stay down, stay down. Really good fish. Stay down, stay down. Just keep him down, keep him down. Go out on this log. He was just running with it. Stay down, please. Stay down, stay down, stay down. Stay down. Stay down. Get him. Let's go. That was so quick. I mean, it's not a giant, but that is a really good first fish of the day. Ooh, he cranked it. Just absolutely cranked that bait. That's got to be like a 2.5 pounder. I mean, his mouth isn't too big, but that's a long, chunky fish right there. I'm gonna jump back on the bank. Absolutely cranked it. And he was running. That's a heavier action rod as well. Just cranked it way out deep. He was running with it. Let's go. Let's get this guy back. It's a quality first one of the day. Probably about 2.5 pounds. Let's get this guy unhooked and back in the water. All right, guys, that's not a giant, but that is a quality first fish of the day, probably around 2 pounds. Cranked that Googan Baits Lunker Log way out deep. Let's get a nice graceful release on this guy. That's such a good first fish of the day. Really quickly as well. Revive him. There he goes. Right back in there. I casted a bomb cast right past the little patch of lily pads. That was a little ways out there. And I mean, just with my Lunker Log, he fought super hard. Saw him jump way out there, kept him down. Little Googan Baits Lunker Log right there. Number 1 of the day. It's a good start. That's a really good way to start the day off with a nice quality, probably around 2 pounder with that fish. Gonna have a lot more time to fish here as well. That's just the start of the day. 5-inch Lunker Log with a 4/0 Texas rig hook. Got this on 12-pound fluoro, which I could change that up a little bit, but 12-pound is pretty much a standard for a bait like this. I got it on a little bit heavier action rod, Corrado K. And let's get back in there. Number 1, a good start. I will take it. That is one of the biggest bass I've ever seen. He obviously doesn't want that. There's like, oh, that's such a good fish. Oh my God, the little one just cranked it. He's got it. No, there's, yes. Oh my God, there's like 3 really big fish right there. One of them just took it. Got him. He's got it. That was the smaller one of the bigger ones. I'm stuck around that. Come on, get back here, buddy. He's fighting so hard. Get back here, buddy. Get back. That's a really good fish. Best one of the day. Okay, best one of the day. Small little wacky rig hook. It held. Let's go. It's like a 3-pounder right there. Oh my God. He cranked it. There were like 3 really good fish up shallow, and this dude absolutely cranked it. My worm fell off in the water. I thought he came off. Oh my God, did that fish crank it? That's a 3-pounder easily. Oh my God, that's a long fish, not super fat. He's got a decent sized mouth there too. He's got a really big growth on the bottom right there. There were like 3. I saw a decent sized fish, a really good fish sitting up shallow, one of the biggest fish I've ever seen. And then a tiny little fish came in and ate it. This dude chased it up. I shook off the small fish, and then this dude came in and just cranked it. That is so crazy. That's a really good fish. That's number 2 on the day. We have not been here for too long. That was on the Wacky Rig this time with just a little baby bass color. And he just cranked it. Absolutely killed it. Such a cool fish. Let's get him back in the water. All right, guys, that is a great second fish of the day. Number 2, about a 3-pounder. Weighed him in 2.94 pounds, so almost 3. Let's get him back in this clear water. There were so many big fish up shallow right there. I knew he was gonna crank it. Let's just get him right back in there. I thought he came off when he got wrapped around that tree and the worm fell off, but I had a really nice hook right in the side of the mouth. Revive him for a second. Oh, he goes right back to that same spot. Like I said, I saw like a really big fish, one of the biggest fish I've ever seen up shallow. It was probably like close to 6 or 7 pounds. I don't know. It was really big though. And then there was a little small one up shallow right there, probably about half a pound. He cranked my little Wacky Rig, and then all of a sudden the big one, and then also the one I caught, followed it up in. I shook off the small one, and then that bigger one, not the biggest one I saw, but that really good fish, came up and just cranked it. That was crazy. Oh my God, there was a fish on that? Oh my, I have him? What the heck? What the heck? It's a little mini bass. This might be the smallest bass I've ever caught out of this pond, but it was stuck around a lily pad, and then I thought he was just stuck, but then of course he was fighting the opposite direction that the lily pad was in. That's a little micro guy. Absolutely, this is easily the smallest fish I've ever caught out of this pond. It's just so tiny, small little, probably what, like half-pounder, just sitting right under there. I couldn't even tell he was hooked. He was so small. Let's get him back. Well, not necessarily the target size today, but I'll take it. Nice little aggressive guy on that Wacky Rig. Hadn't gotten a bite in just a little bit after those first 2 fish came pretty quickly, but I didn't even see him come up to it. My line was stuck around a lily pad, and then I pulled it out, and it was still kind of pulling in the other direction. Just a little micro guy. That's a fish. Oh, I'm gonna fall off if I try to set the hook right there. He's got it. Got him. Good fish, good fish, good fish, good fish. He's kind of running straight at me. I can't really tell how big he is. Now he's fighting. Now he's fighting. Oh, whoa. Now he's fighting. How big is this fish? I can't even tell. What the heck? Oh my God. That's a monster. That is a monster yellow perch. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. That is a monster yellow perch. That's easily my PB yellow perch. I couldn't even tell he was fighting so weird. Oh my God. That's a tank yellow perch. That's like 4 times bigger than anything I've ever caught. That's a tank of a yellow perch. He was running with it. I mean, these guys have pretty small mouths. Surprised he even got that bait fully in there. Cranked it. That's insane. I've caught some yellow perch in here before, but that is a tank right there. That is an absolute giant yellow perch. Let's get him back in the water. All right, guys, that is easily my new PB yellow perch right there. And they got a sick little fin on the top right there. Easily my new PB yellow perch. Is probably pushing 1.5 pounds, probably about 1.5. Chunky little fish. I mean, I've caught some little small guys in here, yellow perch on like crappie jigs, but that dude just cranked it. Oh, he goes right back in there. He wanted to go right back in there. It was actually very similar spot to where I caught the first bass of the day. I came out here after a little lunch break and I kind of cast it up out of there, right next to like a little bit of a grass patch that you can kind of locate because there's kind of grass coming up out of the top of the water. And he cranked it. I couldn't really tell how big it was when I was reeling it in, just because it kind of fought and then it didn't really fight at all. But that's a tank. That's a massive yellow perch. I mean, that's easily my new PB. Not that I've ever targeted those fish, just on that 5-inch cinnamon lunker log. That was crazy. Right out by one of those little stumps, or one of those little grass piles right there. It felt him pulling. Felt like a decent little fish. When it came up to the bank, he was absolutely dogging me. He was just absolutely destroying it. I couldn't even tell what it was. But that's what, number 4th fish of the day, 2nd species. Absolutely a tank of a yellow perch. And I'll take it. Let's get back in there. Let's get on another bass here. All right, guys, I'm just gonna be taking my last cast right here. But it's been a grind for the past, I'd say, probably 2 hours of fishing. It's been an absolute grind. I caught that one yellow perch in the last 2 hours. But as I've said before, this pond, while it is my favorite pond of all time, it's not super easy to fish in terms of numbers. Obviously, we only got on 3 bass today on the perch, but I did get on 2 really good sized bass. I got the 2-pounder, the 3-pounder, and my PB yellow perch. So I'd give it a good B+ on the day. Definitely a good day. Not the best day that I've had out here. Not my best day of fishing, but always fun to come back out to my favorite pond of all time and crank on some good fish. So hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you hit it with a like and subscribe down below. I'm gonna be hopefully coming back here at some point soon, and we can't even get on some even bigger fish, some even more fish here. But definitely a good day of fishing. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm gonna be posting videos, probably 3 videos a week from now on. So yeah, let's get into the next one. I'll see you guys there.